You are Locked On Dodgers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh, holy cow. What a ninth inning there. Welcome to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast. I am Pete Fox, host of the Dodgers Postcast, covering sports in LA dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. You can listen wherever you find your podcast on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. And thank you for watching us here on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. Yeah, I don't know what to think of that one. I feel like, there was a few bright spots, but to lose that game on a triple play, I almost can't believe it. A triple play? I don't even know the last time I saw a triple play. Unbelievable. Freaking Padres have the Dodgers number in such a bad way. It is out of control. So am I a little afraid? Yes. That if the Dodgers run into the Padres in the postseason, we're effed. But Dodgers are still 2 games ahead. Not there yet, Padre fans. I know you're all excited. I know they're high-fiving their ass off in San Diego right now. Suck on that, LA. Beat LA. Beat LA. They're probably down at Petco right now, like chanting and partying and going crazy. I don't know. So they 7 out of 10 coming into the night. So now 8 out of 11. I mean, they are just stymied. I don't know. You can't. I'm sorry, Nando. You cannot put this on Landon Knack. Yeah, he wasn't great. He was all right. Dave Roberts left Knack in too long. Fire Dave Roberts. No. Landon did it plenty. He did enough. 4 runs. You should be able to win this game scoring 4 runs. The bullpen shut them down. Yeah, it wasn't great that he couldn't get Cronenworth out. Cronenworth 3 RBI. If you get that guy out one time, it's a different ball game. Or one of those 2 times, rather. He got 2 hits and 4 at bats. But look, Landon had a bad inning. That's it. He wasn't terrible. Struck out 4. Good command. And it's the friggin' Padres. Look, they're the best team in baseball since the All-Star break. And they, without a doubt, turn it up a notch when they play the Dodgers. Mickey says, Rojas cost us the game. Please don't say because he hit into a triple play. No, this is Justin. Maybe they should find a way to match San Diego's intensity and fight. Well, Justin, I've been saying that all season long. People get tired of me saying that. Look, here's the thing about the Padres. They get on base, right? They have the best batting average in baseball. They put the ball in play. The Dodgers do not do that the same way. Dodgers are a little bit more concerned about the long ball. But in that 9th inning, they 3 hits in a row. And Rojas smoked that ball to third base. Mickey says, Rojas cost us the game. Dude should just let himself strike out if someone is up first. Like Bad News Bears. Come on, Engelbert. Strike out or let it hit you or whatever. Yeah, wrong. In the middle of a rally, put the bat on the ball. He smoked that ball. Although he did ground into a double play in the 7th, followed by an Ohtani K. That was a tough frame for the Dodgers right there. Pretty ugly. I'll come out of this game going, they better figure something out tomorrow. They got to win 1 of these 3 and then go into Colorado and take 2 of 3. So you cannot get swept in this series. Still in the playoffs. And even if you do get swept, you still can win the division, but then the Padres hold the cards. The Padres have not only the ability, their destiny in their own hands, but they have momentum, which they've had all second half of the season. So that's the thing that's scary to me about this team. Like that was a great play right there at the end of the game, but it's just bad luck, right? It's not as if they did anything wrong. See, look at this. Look at this. Friar Greasy, LFGSD. I mean, they're just all over themselves right now. Padres, all caps, Padres big brother now. Padres, Friar Greasy. We want it more. Kind of feels that way. But look, they all want it at this time of year. Dodgers definitely have more pressure, and don't play the Peter Seidler card on me. Everybody wants it this time of year. I mean, maybe there's that, hey, we're trying to win one for old Peter. Yeah, that's a fair point. But the Dodgers want it too. The Dodgers have more pressure on them than anybody because they're heavily invested in this team. Financially speaking. I don't know what it is. I mean, this is the first time the Padres have beaten the Dodgers in the season series in like 10 years. So I think that's a big part of why the Padres are just fired up right now. You know, it's surprising to me from the standpoint that they got rid of Juan Soto and acquired Michael King in that deal with some other guys. And that's like a crazy deal that I would never have made. Doesn't make any sense to me. Michael King is good though. 13-9, ERA just over 3. Dodgers had him tonight. I thought they had him on the ropes early. Had 7 runners on base in the first 3 innings and got 1 run because of an error. So they didn't execute. But this is kind of, okay, here comes the excuse train. Just for a second, Dodgers are not great after days off. Let's be honest. They haven't been great all season after days off. So it took them 9 innings kind of to get into this game. And then they just had a super unfortunate break. That was a triple play. It's the last time you saw that. Yes, we're all excited about Engardo. What's his last name? Henriquez. Dude was blowing fire. His average fastball is 100 miles an hour. That's his average. 22 years old. He's already had Tommy John. Moved up through the ranks rapidly this year and last year. Made his major league debut tonight. 2 Ks, 1 hit, the rest zeros on 17 pitches. I was unfortunately sorry to see Kasparius go in his stead. They brought up Enriquez and sent Kasparius down. I think Kasparius could be in this rotation as well. I would much rather have both of these dudes in this bullpen than Daniel Hudson. Although Daniel Hudson was fine tonight, the bullpen did a great job. Gratterall's just been nails, right? Ever since he came back from that hammy when we all thought he was done. Tonight, 5 pitches, the rest zeros. Hudson, 1 hit, 1 walk. I'm sorry, 1 hit, 1 K, 10 pitches, the rest zeros. And Honeywell, good tonight as well. Gave up 1 hit, the rest zeros. 28 pitches, though. Oh, that was 2 innings. Sorry. Yeah, they'll run him out there for 2 innings. This is a good question, Mickey. Why wasn't Rojas butting? I'm not letting this go. He was bunting, but didn't get it down. They took it off. So you can't put that on him. You could say fire Dave Roberts for that. They took it off. Everyone thought he should be bunting. You're right. Absolutely crazy. Got to move those guys over. Got to get Ohtani up. I look at this game and I say, well, you win some, you lose some. That sucked. I wish it went better. But I did like the rally in the 9th. I did like that battle. And remind me to all you regulars over here, Nando, Seabad, Craig, who were we talking about a few days ago that got pinch hit for because he can't face lefties? Was that Kike? Because I was looking up some numbers tonight. And Kike's average against lefties is better than it is against righties. Which, I mean, that makes sense, right? You would bring in a righty to face a right-handed hitter to make them less, to have a bigger advantage, right? righty, righty, lefty, lefty. That's the whole deal. And, except when it's Freddie Freeman or Kike Hernandez, or Shohei Ohtani. Like, yeah, those guys don't come out of the lineup. Doesn't matter who's pitching because they're good both ways. But Kike Hernandez can hit lefties just as good as righties, or righties just as good as lefties. The average is a little bit less, but all the rest of the numbers are negligible. And this is my point that I get into all the time about pulling guys. It was Gavin Lux that we were talking about. That's who it was. I got to look up his numbers because, yeah, Kike can hit both sides of the plate. It doesn't matter. He's a guy that can go either way. The numbers are so negligible. I got to look up Gavin Lux and see what his numbers are. Yeah. Mookie's a little bit off. Not much. Again, let's not forget he hit the game-winning home run Sunday night, a walk-off. But yeah, not a good night tonight. Although he hit the ball hard, hit it to that wall once. So, sometimes it's not about how hard you hit it. It's just you got to hit them where they ain't, as they used to say. And why'd you put this all in caps, Los Dodgers World Series champs? Why are you yelling at me that it's Mookie and Freddie's fault? Or are you just an all caps guy? Because I'm an all caps guy. I just like reading all caps better. So Dave Roberts lost this game. How did Dave Roberts lose this game, Nando? Got to put that bunt down, right? Got to get that bunt down. I agree. Yeah. 0 for 8, Freddie and Mookie. But Freddie's been hot over his last 9 games. I'll tell you what his batting average is over the last 9. You can't put this all on Freddie. Can't do it every night. Just like Shohei. Can't do it every night. Shohei smoked the first pitch of the game down the right field line and then was like, yeah, I'm done. One of those ugly, ugly flailing strikeouts. Oh, that was awful. This is the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. You can also listen wherever you find your podcast on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by Booking.com. Yeah. Explore those U.S. cities you've always secretly wanted to learn more about with hotels, bed and breakfasts, vacation rentals, resorts, and so much more on Booking.com. You might just find your perfect stay even in your baseball rival's city during the postseason. Yeah, it could happen. We could be down in San Diego facing the damn Padres. Oh, that would be terrible. Much rather be in Milwaukee, fun city, or New York, great city, even Phoenix over San Diego. All of those cities, those are the options for the Dodgers as far as who they will more than likely face in the NLDS or maybe in the wild card round. Who knows? So all of those fun cities. So maybe it's time to taste test your baseball competition stadium cuisine. Luckily on Booking.com, you can find the baseball stadium stay that's right for you this postseason. With Booking.com's wide variety of choices across the U.S., you can go incognito to all your baseball rivals' city. How dare you? If you go on the road with the Dodgers and you're in San Diego or Arizona or Milwaukee or New York, you better be sporting some blue, man. I know you're going to get a ration, but that's the way it goes. Booking.com delivers exactly the right U.S. stay for you. Booking.com helps you book a stay that's close to your home teams or rivals' stadium. Check them out. No matter what team you're rooting for this postseason, Booking.com can make you a fan of any U.S. city. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your baseball rival city. Check out Booking.com. Booking.yeah. All right, tough one tonight. Padres turn a triple play to scorch or douse a scorching rally. Dodgers had banged out 3 hits in a row right there in the 9th. Will Smith, Tommy Edman, and Kike Hernandez. And then Miggy smoked one down the third baseline, hit it too damn hard. You're right. Everyone who said he should be bunting is right. That is the smart baseball play. That's what the Dodgers needed right there because they needed to get to the top of the lineup with Shohei Ohtani. and Mookie Betts, with those guys having good ninth inning memories from a couple of days ago. So yeah, bad baseball decision there by the powers that be. And I honestly, look, Miggy Rojas is as fundamentally sound as they come. He makes smart baseball plays. Did you see that play? He turned at second base. I don't know if they gave him the out on the force because he ended up throwing it to first base anyway, but he caught a ground ball right over the base that he had to dive for. So he's diving for the ball on the second base side of second base, or the first base side of second base, and tags the base with his foot and catches the ball, and then on his butt throws it over to first base. I mean, that's who Miggy Rojas is. He makes the right play 99% of the time. I do not believe that he would say, no, I'm hitting away here. They took it off. They had to. Because Miggy Rojas would bunt there every single time. So I don't put this on Miggy Rojas. I put this on Andrew Friedman and Dave Roberts. Yeah, without a doubt. You got to bunt him there. You got to get to the top of the lineup and see what happens. It's Shohei Ohtani, and he's definitely getting into postseason mode. The dude coming into this game after that hit in the first inning is 14 for his last 19. How red hot is that? Holy cow. But here's how hot Freddie Freeman has been over his last 9 games, batting .324 with an OPS of 871. Now, I don't know if I heard this number correctly, but the Padres made a pitching change. They took out Morejon and they brought in Estrada to flip Tommy Edman around from the right side to the left side. Because now the stat I thought I heard and I thought I saw on the television was that his OPS drops 800 points when he goes from right-handed to left-handed. And his OPS as a left-handed hitter is like 800 or 900. So when you flip him around from a right-handed hitter to a left-handed hitter, meaning he's a 1900 OPS with a right-handed hitter. If that's true, if I heard that correctly, why in the hell would you let him bat left-handed at all? Like, just stay in there right-handed. Again, sometimes these splits are so negligible. The numbers that they're banking on, 5-10%. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm so tired of it. Tommy Edman's OPS as a batter, which is both left and right combined, is 786. Is that right? 760. So 760, 771. That's his total OPS. So I got to do some splits homework here. I really need a freaking producer sitting here next to me. I just, yeah, frustrating tonight. Got started off right. They got that easy gift of a run in the beginning. Landon Knack went 1-2-3 in the first. Slider was looking good. Fastball was looking good. So everything was off to a good start. But I feel like, the Padres they're just so resilient these days. They're so ready to bounce back. It's like there's nothing that seems to keep them down. They are a come from behind team. They rally late. They do everything solid. JR thinks Landon looks scared. Well, he thinks the Dodgers look scared. The whole team, JR, or just Landon? I don't know. I thought Freddie looked a little tired. I thought Shohei looked like Shohei. I thought I don't know about Mookie. Yeah, I don't know. They look scared. Again, they are not a good team off of a day off. I don't know what that is. It kind of takes them a day, or this is what's scary about if they win the division, that week off, sitting around, because it's going to, like, they're this way after one day off. What's it going to be like when they're off for a week like they were last year? Not good. I don't think so, because the rules do not benefit the team that wins the division. I was talking about this with my buddy, the buddy of mine who was the uncle of James Outman. He said that it really is just flat out unfair For example, when you look at last year, and this I wasn't fully aware of from a scheduling standpoint, when you look at the way it went down last year, the Dodgers were sitting around for a week, and he said that James told him that week was terrible. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't get momentum going. They couldn't find that energy that you need to win baseball games. They were trying to simulate games to try to pretend that they're still playing. And he goes, it's ridiculous. You just can't do that. It doesn't work. I mean, they try, but it doesn't work. So what happened for the Diamondbacks is they won that first series, and then they had a couple of days off before they started the Dodgers series. And guess what happened in those couple of days off? They reset their lineup, and that's where it all falls apart. And that's where it's not fair for the team that wins the division, the 1 and the 2 seeds. They should not have to give their opponent the opportunity to reset their pitching rotation. That's not fair. They should have to roll from wherever they are. Let's say it's the Padres and the Diamondbacks, and the series ends in San Diego. They should have to get on a plane or a bus, drive up to LA. The next day, the series starts. No resting, no days off, no resetting your pitching rotation. You jump right in and go. That would be fair. That's the way it should be. What is this? Oh, he's giving me the wah. Must be a Padre fan here. Justin, wah. New York and Houston won the ALDS in 22 after the bye. Yeah, but they didn't win the World Series. Rangers did. Guess what happened last year? Baltimore out in the first round. Everybody except the Rangers, who again won the World Series. It's possible. I know that it can be done. Every 1 seed that had the week off last year, except the Rangers, out in the first round. So 3 out of 4. You want to play odds? It's not in the favor of the 1 seeds. If 3 of the 4 are gone in the first round, then it's just not fair. It's not fair. The teams that keep playing, keep their momentum, should not be able to reset their lineup. They should, or their rotation. They should be able to roll right in the next day and start. Let's go. And if you don't like that, if you think that's unfair and that sucks, then win the division, and you shouldn't have to deal with that. So, no, Justin's an LA fan. Come on, man. I'm an LA fan, and I'm tired of all the excuses. We win this title, or our season is as successful as the White Sox, 1 winner, 29 losses. Not true at all, Justin. I mean, this is winning a World Series. You guys act like winning a World Series is just something you throw money at. And that's why a lot of people don't like the Dodgers, because that's what it feels like they're trying to do. It's not that easy, right? It is very hard. It requires a ton of luck, and you got to be hot at the right time. So, and you got to be healthy, and the Dodgers are not healthy. So look, I'm that you want to call that an excuse? Fine. It's true. It's a fact, whether it's true or not, whether it's an excuse or not, it is a reality. So if the Dodgers don't win this World Series this year, I don't think this season's a failure by any stretch of the imagination, right? You do what you always do. You go to next year and you hope things get better because Shohei Ohtani will be pitching and hopefully they're more healthy. So you do the best you can. I don't feel like the Dodgers are the favorites to win the World Series right now by any stretch of the imagination, but they are in the postseason, which means they've got as good a chance as anyone else. So look, I feel like if they end up as the wild card team, that might not be the worst thing for them. I've said that over and over again. So we'll have to see what happens. There are so many variables that are hanging out there still. We'll have to wait and see. It's the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. You can also listen wherever you find your podcasts on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. That's where you find Jeff and Vince doing the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast as well. Check them out. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers Postcast is brought to you by FanDuel. Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place just a $5 bet. So you place a $5 bet when you start up with FanDuel, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Check it out. Tonight's episode is also brought to you by eBay Motors. Power, drive, and patience, and some passion are the formula for winning championships. It's also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered with over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die. You'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay's guaranteed fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time, or you get your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. eBay's guaranteed fit is only available to U.S. customers. So the Dodgers lose a tough one tonight. 4-2 the final. Scored in the first, scored in the ninth, and that would be it. They had more base runners than the Padres. They had one more hit, 9-8. This is a game they should have won, I think. It should have been closer anyway. The Padres were clutch, which is what they've been doing since the All-Star break. The Dodgers were not. The Dodgers just didn't have the breaks going in their direction. 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. The Padres weren't much better. Again, it was Cronenworth with 2 big hits, and then Xander Bogaerts with a couple of hits and an RBI. That accounted for all the runs right there. 6 and 7 in the lineup. Padres 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. So you look at this game and you say, turn the page, go on to the tomorrow. Heck of a pitching matchup for the Dodgers and the Padres. Jack Flaherty goes for the boys in blue. And this dude that nearly threw a perfect game the other day, Dylan Cease, will pitch for the Padres. I look at it and I go, yeah, it wasn't exactly what we're looking for. Stop lying. If they lose, it's a complete failure. Fresh off the lot. That's how most people feel fresh off the lot. Yeah, I don't know how you could say it's a complete failure. I don't. If they lose in the first round, it's a total failure, not complete. That's what we can't have. Like an early exit again for 3 years in a row. That's not acceptable. So Justin's saying that Houston won the World Series in 2022 after a bye in the first round. New York made it past the ALDS in the 2022 with a bye. Okay, but they didn't win one of them won the World Series. Don't try to tell me it's a benefit, Justin. If it is, if you think it's a benefit having the bye off, explain to me why and how. Why isn't the World Series champion every year the 1 seed then, or the 2 seed, one of the 2 bye teams? Yeah, you can find anomalies, but when you break down the 1s and 2 seed over the last whatever, since they expanded the playoffs, the predominant winners of the World Series are not the 1 or 2 seeds. The odds are not in the favor of the 1 or 2 seeds, just not there. So I don't understand how you think it's better. There's nothing better about it. The odds do not work in the favor of the 1 and 2 seeds. That week off is not beneficial, especially when the team that they get to face gets to reset their pitching rotation. If it were, then the 1 or 2 seeds would be winning every year. They're not. Yes, there's anomalies that they have won last year, and you're saying Houston was a 1 seed and they had the bye and they won. Okay. But what about all the other 1 seeds that have been eliminated in the first round? You just going to forget about those? That doesn't count. That doesn't work into my equation. So forget about that. Can't forget about that. It's a reality. Look, the fact of the matter is the Dodgers are still hot, and there's still 2 games up on the Padres after tonight. Tonight was tough. It's definitely a wake-up call for them to a certain extent, that they got to come with a little bit more energy and play a little bit harder tomorrow. The pitching will be better. Obviously, Jack Flaherty's going better right now than Landon Knack is. So it's going to work in their favor, but at the end of the day, they could lose, right? And then they'll be 1 game up, and then they could get swept in this series, and then they would be tied for first. And then the Padres would hold the cards. But the Padres finished the series against the season against the Diamondbacks, who have a little bit more to play for than the Rockies do. All the Rockies are playing for is being a spoiler. So the Dodgers here, they still hold the cards. I feel like they still have momentum. And they had it going there in the 9th inning. That's one of those things where you just go, tough break, triple play. Ouch. That sucks. I don't feel like they were terrible today. I don't feel like they stepped in it and made a bunch of errors and played embarrassing baseball. They out-hit the Padres. They just didn't get any breaks. That's a reality. Call it an excuse if you want. It is a reality. Okay. Mookie Betts hit the ball hard. Freddie Freeman hit the ball hard. They just hit it right at the Padres because the Padres, for whatever freaking reason, have the Dodgers number this year. That's just baseball cosmos. It's just out there. You know, the baseball gods are smiling on San Diego this season. And when they play the Dodgers, it's like, you know, it's like your golf game sometimes, you know, sometimes you go out there and you can't putt to save your life, but you're driving it right down the middle of the fairway, right? Or you can't chip, but you're putting lights out, you know, or, you know, you'll make a birdie, you'll go to the next hole and you'll rip one into the gunch. It just happens. You know, the golf gods are not always with you. The baseball gods are just not with the Padres or with the Dodgers when they face the Padres this year. That's just the way it goes. They can salvage some face by winning this series or salvaging one game in this series. That should be the goal. I feel like this needs to be a Dave Roberts, throw some bats on the floor of the shower and yell at them tomorrow and say, we got to win this game. This game is important. I'm sure they are aware of that, but they need to be reminded. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you guys for chipping in. Thank you guys for commenting. I appreciate the participation. For all of you that think Dave Roberts should be fired, I got bad news for you. He's not going to be fired by the end of this season, and probably won't be fired when it's all said and done to start next season either. But I do know this. Dave Roberts will be managing in the dugout for the Dodgers tomorrow as they take on the Padres. Again, 7:10. It's Jack Flaherty versus Dylan Cease. Again, thanks for your comments. Thanks for watching. We'll be here right after the game. Like always, breaking it down for you. It's the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. Take care. Have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow.